Ever noticed that we are trained to be excellent workers, but terrible masters? Think about your life right now. You wake up, you go to work, you trade your time for money. You get a paycheck. And then what happens? You pay the government, taxes. You pay the bank, mortgage or rent. You pay the credit card companies. You pay for food, gas and subscriptions. And if you are lucky, if you are really disciplined, you might save 10% of what's left in a savings account. And you think you're winning. You think you're being responsible. But here is the brutal truth that nobody taught you in school. You are slowly losing. If you are just saving money in America today, you aren't building wealth. You are managing your own decline. There is a specific reason why the rich get richer while the middle class works harder just to stay in the same place. It's not a conspiracy. It's a formula. The rich don't work for money. They own assets that work for them. Today, on Moneta, we are going to tear down the entire belief system you have about money. This isn't a get-rich-quick video. We aren't trading crypto meme coins here. This is a masterclass on how to build a financial fortress that no boss, no recession, and no inflation can destroy. We are going to cover the psychology, the math, and the exact steps you need to take to stop being a consumer and start being an owner. Welcome to the rest of your life. If you can't conquer your own psychology, no amount of technical analysis will save you. Because the biggest threat to your portfolio isn't the stock market crash. It's the person staring back at you in the mirror. Psychologists call this loss aversion. Evolutionarily, humans are wired to survive, not to optimize portfolios. Thousands of years ago, finding food was good, but losing food meant death. So, our brains are wired to feel the pain of a loss twice as intensely as the pleasure of a gain. This is why you leave $50,000 in a checking account, earning 0.01% interest. Your brain tells you, it's safe here, the number isn't going down, but your brain is lying to you. The number might stay the same, but the value is crashing. This brings us to the second psychological trap, the hedonic treadmill. Host. Let's talk about the invisible thief that is robbing you every single night while you sleep. Inflation. Most people think inflation is just prices going up. No, inflation is your money dying. Let's look at the numbers. The Federal Reserve aims for an annual inflation rate of about 2% to 3%. But in recent years, we've seen it hit 7%, 8%, even higher. Let's be conservative and say inflation averages 3% over your lifetime. If you have $100,000 sitting in a bank vault today, in 20 years, that money will still technically be $100,000. But it will only buy you $55,000 worth of goods. You lost nearly half your wealth by doing absolutely nothing. This is why savers are losers. I don't mean that as an insult. I mean it mathematically. If your money is sitting in a traditional savings account, like Chase or Bank of America earning 0.01%, you are guaranteed to lose purchasing power every single year. You are swimming upstream against a current that is pushing you backward. Investing is not about gambling to get rich. Investing is simply the act of swimming faster than the current. If inflation is 3%, you need to earn at least 4% just to make a 1% profit. Once you understand this, you realize that investing isn't risky. Not investing is the risk. A 20-year-old investing $50 a month is more powerful than a 40-year-old investing $500 a month. Albert Einstein reportedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. He said, "He who understands it earns it. He who doesn't pays it." Compound interest is when your money makes babies, and then those babies make babies. Let me give you a classic example that will blow your mind. Let's take two people, Jack and Jill. Jill starts investing at age 25. She invests $200 a month into the S&P 500. She does this for just 10 years until she's 35. Then she stops. She never puts in another penny. Jack is a procrastinator. He waits until he is 35 to start, but he wants to catch up. So he invests $200 a month from age 35 all the way to age 65. That's 30 years of investing. Jill invested for 10 years. Jack invested for 30 years. Who has more money at age 65? Jill wins. Host: Okay, you're sold. You want to invest. But what do you buy? This is where beginners get slaughtered. You go on Twitter or Reddit and you see people talking about Tesla calls, Bitcoin surges, or some penny stock that's going to the moon. Let me be clear. That is not investing. That is gambling. If you want to gamble, go to Vegas. At least they give you free drinks. For 99% of people watching this video, the answer is boring, simple, and incredibly effective. You don't need to find the needle in the haystack. Just buy the haystack. This is called an index fund or an ETF, exchange-traded fund. The most famous one is the S&P 500. When you buy one share of an S&P 500 ETF, like VOO or SPY, you are buying a tiny slice of the 500 largest, most profitable companies in the United States. Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, Google, JP Morgan, Johnson & Johnson. Think about it. Instead of trying to guess which one company will win, you are betting on the entire American economy. If one company goes bankrupt, it gets kicked out of the list and replaced by a better one. It is self-cleansing. Historically, the S&P 500 has returned about 10% per year on average over the last century. Some years it's down 20%. Some years it's up 30%. But over the long run, the line goes up. You don't need a financial advisor taking a 1% fee to tell you this. You can do this yourself on your phone in 5 minutes. Host: Now you know what to buy. But when do you buy? Is the market too high right now? Should I wait for a crash? What if a recession is coming? Stop. Breathe. Remember what we said about psychology. Trying to time the market is a loser's game. Even the professionals on Wall Street can't do it consistently. The strategy you need is called dollar cost averaging, DCA. This means you invest the same amount of money at the same interval, no matter what the stock market is doing. Example: you set up an automatic transfer of $500 from your paycheck to your brokerage account on the 1st of every month. When the market is high, your $500 buys fewer shares. That's okay. When the market crashes, your $500 buys more shares. That's great. You're buying on sale. This strategy removes your emotions. You don't have to look at the charts. You don't have to watch CNBC. You just set it and forget it. You become a mechanical wealth-building machine. While everyone else is panicking during a crash, you are quietly accumulating more shares, knowing that when the market recovers, and it always has, you will be the one reaping the rewards. Host: We've covered a lot of theory. Now, let's get practical. If you are watching this and you have $0 invested, here is your exact roadmap for the next 24 hours. Step 1. Pay off high-interest debt. If you have credit card debt charging you 20% interest, there is no point in investing to earn 10%. Kill the debt first. It's a guaranteed 20% return. Step 2. Build an emergency fund. Save 3 to 6 months of living expenses in a high-yield savings account. HYSA. Do not invest this money. This is your insurance policy, so you never have to sell your stocks during an emergency. Step 3. Open a brokerage account. Fidelity, Vanguard, Charles Schwab, Robinhood. It doesn't matter. Just pick one. If your employer offers a 401k match, take it. That is free money. It is an instant 100% return. Do not leave that on the table. Step 4. Buy the haystack. Select a low-cost S&P 500 ETF or a total stock market index fund. Set up that automatic transfer we talked about. Step 5. Delete the app. Seriously, don't check it every day. Don't check it every week. Investing is like watching paint dry. If it's exciting, you're doing it wrong. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, stay invested. When you rely 100% on a salary, you are fragile. Your boss owns your time. The bank owns your house. The economy dictates your mood. But when you build a portfolio, you are buying your life back, one share at a time. When you have $100,000 invested, you have a security blanket. When you have $500,000 invested, you have options. When you have $1 million invested, you have freedom. The system is designed to keep you consuming. It's designed to keep you scared of inflation and dependent on debt. But now you have the blueprint to break out. The path is simple, but it's not easy. It requires patience, it requires discipline, and it requires you to ignore the noise. So the question isn't, can I afford to invest? The question is, can I afford not to? If this video gave you a new perspective on your wealth, do yourself a favor. Hit the subscribe button on Moneta. We don't sell get-rich-quick dreams here. We analyze the reality of money so you can master it. Start today. Your future self is begging you.